Africa, divided by language, culture, and conflict, but united in demography. The continent is young. Populations are swelling in its megacities. Its workforce could reach 1.6 billion by 2060, almost triple what it is today. In that time, Africa's economy could grow even more dramatically, from 1.7 trillion to over 15 trillion. That's an increase in per capita GDP from $1,600 to $5,600. Impressive growth, but for reference, it's just a third of today's income in South Korea. And those atomic trend lines assume continued foreign direct investment. And for that, African leaders will have to guarantee stability. The numbers and the odds are daunting. Most of the world's fragile states are in Africa, among them Egypt and Libya. For an idea of how quickly investment can dry up in sub-Saharan Africa, consider the economic impact of the Arab Spring up north. North Africa saw a nearly 30% decline in projects funded by FDI last year. At the same time, sub-Saharan Africa still saw an almost 5% increase. Perhaps Nigeria, home to 1 in 5 Africans and poised to pass the U.S. in population by 2050, best represents the continent's hopes and its hazards. GDP could reach 1.4 trillion in 2030, but insurrections and violence could shave off hundreds of billions. Growth has exceeded 4% annually for the past decade, but its economy relies on oil and gas, which have fed insurrections where they're extracted. And Boko Haram's kidnapping of hundreds of Nigerian schoolgirls in the north further fuels anxiety about the country's stability. And Nigeria is not the only country facing challenges with its extraction industry. There are 22 countries producing oil and gas in Africa today. In a decade, there'll be 45.